It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yo, what it do? What it do? Welcome to another episode of the Let's Bet It Pod. I'm the co-host, Jamin, aka Dropping Dimes. Got my boy Stacks, GLB, in the building with us tonight, and we got 6 NBA games to talk about. Might talk about some look ahead tomorrow if we got time, but 6 games tonight. I haven't played anything yet. As far as NBA, I've got some looks that I've got, but I know Stacks and GLB have a few looks on a few games, so we'll talk it out, and let's get some money. GLB, it's been a few days, brother. How you been? How your picks been going? I know you've been killing it.
Yeah, I've had a good couple days here, so was able to end February on a good note, and I got 2 NBA plays and 2 NHL plays today officially. But yeah, it was a good couple days. I think I'm finding my process a little bit in terms of looking through these props, like you and I were talking about the other day, kind of figuring out which ones to hone in on. So I'm not going to change my process, and I didn't, and I think I got hopefully 3 winners today.
GLB's been killing it. I've already told him I'm not good at following a specific person. It's hard for me to do that. Not that I don't want to, but it's just hard for me to keep up. Just know that for the rest of the season, I'm tailing all of GLB's props. That's where I'm at in life. So,
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm selective. Yeah. Like I was just telling you guys, I'm learning to be a little more selective and just trusting the process. And throwing in those darts occasionally when the time's right. That was another thing. I hit a nice parlay last night to end February, and those are coming. But like I said, today we got, I think, 3 plays you guys will like.
Cool. Real quick in the chat, Joe, what's up, my brother? Thanks for tapping in. Stacks. So I know we got on yesterday, man, but I had to delete that show because all my business was out on YouTube for 2 hours on the way home.
I think you're good. I don't think I was listening back to it, and I was like, I should message you. No, you're good.
But anyway, no, it was still a good show. Hopefully some people got some good looks, some good information out. I know you gave out a few plays. How did those go for you?
As far as the best bets, we went 1-1. As far as my day yesterday, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I had no complaint. Sitting there sweating out this Kansas game. I know y'all ahead of me, so y'all ain't got spoiled, but it's definitely not looking right. But other than that, small slate. We got a big slate tomorrow. I'm heavy college, so but I'm looking at the NBA for tomorrow after the Tennessee game, actually. But other than that, yeah, I got a couple plays. Actually, one play I told you your prop, but I got an opinion about everything, so we can talk about it.
All right, well, let's get into it. First game up, Wizards at Hornets. Hornets are laying 3.5 at home with a total of 219.5. I don't know if LaMelo was on the injury report or not.
He was a game time decision.
Okay, so he's GTD. Okay, so I don't know, man. I don't really have much on this game. If I lean any type of way, it would probably. I feel like the Hornets got to win a game at some point, but I'm just more confident in the under than anything else. You guys got anything on this one?
So no playing for me in this game. It's an ugly game, but I think you're right with the Hornets probably winning this one. But I'll say that one thing I look for is games where both teams were underdogs in their last game, and the home team is the favorite of 7 or less. That trends to the over at 43, 27, and 2 this season. So this has been a system that I just kind of bet blindly for a while. But first of all, I don't want to bet this game, Hornets and Wizards. But also, I did see that the Wizards off a home loss are 15-9-1 to the over. So that's good. But when I checked how the Hornets and the Wizards do in games with a total of less than 220, because this total is kind of low, it's 18-11 to the under. So some things are conflicting there, but no play for me. But if I had to pick, I'm going to over. But no play. Definitely no play.
Stacks, my brother, what you think about this one? Toilet bowl?
Yeah, it's definitely a toilet bowl. But one thing I used to do, and I had stopped doing it, and I used to take the bigs against the Wizards. So every time I get a break from college, I've been looking at Mark Williams doing his points. I ain't officially get there yet because I don't know if I want to do his points or points and rebounds, but that's the only thing I'm looking. I'm not looking at the side. I'm not looking at the total, but I'm looking at Mark Williams.
I will say, real quick, I'll say that I also wanted to play. I had in my notes here to look at Charlotte points, player props, and I was looking at Mark Williams too, but just not ready to get there with him or really anything in this game. But that's exactly where I'd look, Stacks, is the points for somebody on Charlotte.
Yeah, I see Joe on it too.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hit the chat. Yep, Joe's on Mark Williams, prolific in the building. Thank you for tapping in, brother. SSIQ.
I ain't gonna lie, Joe. Seeing Joe on it, I just asked him, is he on the points? If he on the points, that might get me there. That really might get me there.
SSIQ. My bad. Yep, SSIQ in the building tonight. What's up? What's up? All right. Well, let's move to the next game. Brooklyn on the road, headed to Detroit. Detroit 11.5 point favorites. Total comes in at 216. Nets off a loss against the Nuggets. The Nets don't quite have their last game up, but nonetheless, they come in to Detroit. I think this opened at like 9.5 or 10, and now it's all the way up to 11.5. So I was looking at the Nets team total under, but then when I saw it was 102.5, I just don't know. That would be like the only way I could even look at this game. I feel like, if anything, the Pistons are going to play defense. But Stacks, what you think about this one?
Man, this is the only game in the slate that I didn't even look at. Like, I didn't want to look at Cade. I didn't want to look at the over. Like, the Pistons off the back and back. They lost yesterday. I faded them yesterday. We don't want to keep picking with them, so I ain't even look at this game. There's like 160 college games, so the NBA, I had to do away with Pistons and Nets.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to tell, though.
What do y'all think about? I know it's been I'm just trying to squeeze something out,
I got something. I got a lean here.
Is it the Nets first quarter?
No, I don't play that. I know it's been a wagon, but it's funny. I was joking with my friends about this the other day. Porzingis first quarter points is like everyone plays it always wins. Out of respect for the people who play that, I'm not going to play it because if I play it, it's going to lose. And so same thing with Brooklyn first quarter, but I think that's always worth the look. But my look was actually in a prop I like a lot, but I'm just not willing to pay the juice on it. And that's Tobias Harris over 4.5 rebounds. Him rebounding against the bottom 10 teams to his dominant player type is just, he's hitting this at a 73% clip when he's facing those teams that are pretty much ass at defending his player type, right? And when I look, because I tell you guys I really like the home and road split, when I look at the road, this in 5 out of 8 games, again, against those specific teams that are ass at defending him. But when he's at home, he's hit this in 6 out of 7, 85.7% clip. It's minus 156 right now at FanDuel, so I'm not going to play it. And I'm just scanning, and it's minus 160, 165. So this is a really juice prop, probably because he is going to get 5. But excuse me, 5. But I also think that's only what he's going to get. I don't think he is going to get 6. So I'm not going to take a chance and try to take over 5.5 or plus money. But if you want a parlay piece, or if you do want to take the risk, I think Tobias Harris rebounds over 4.5 or over 5.5 at plus money is something to look at.
Sounds good.
Sound like 6+ to me. Sound like 6+ for plus money. That's the way I look at it.
You know what? I'm probably going to play this.
That's why we talk these games out, because you can find something. You know, you may, whether you play it or you may not play it. I feel like there's always.
And the thing about that is, you know, this is why I like, one of the reasons why I like the show, because we all cap different, we all bet different. And my thing is, trusting GLB's point of view, if he say 4.5 and I bet 6+ for the plus money, I promise if it lands on 5, I won't be mad.
And you have good luck doing that. Like our track record.
I do.
I've noticed that. I picked up on that. I was like, yo, this is.
I do it every single time. Every single time you get one, I take it up to the plus money. Every single time. I think I might have lost once. Maybe. Every single time.
No, I wrote that down. I'm gonna look at Tobias Harris rebounds.
The thing about it is you gotta be okay with it landing on 5. That's the thing. You have to be okay with it. I'm okay with it because I chase plus money.
That's something that I realized since the kind of All-Star break and the 4 Nations, you know, kind of when the NHL went on break and I really shifted over more to NBA. All these bets that I make, I feel very comfortable with. Like I can tell you why I took every bet that I take. I ate shit the other day. I went 1-6. I was due for a day like that. But every one of those bets, there was a reason why I liked it. So I think when going for the plus money, it's the same thing. I think you're convincing me to, you know, go for this over 5.5 rebounds because I'm cool if it lands at 5. Could be a good bet.
And the thing about that is, right? And the thing about depends on how people bet. Do half unit on the over 4.5 and a half unit on 6+.
Yep.
I would rather just do the full unit on 6+.
Exactly. And I see real quick, T Moss asking for the Discord invite. Can definitely get that over to him. But Savant Sports PRA, Tobias PRA. All right, nice. It's people in the community that like Tobias today.
Are you gonna put it in the chat, Gio?
Yeah, I think I haven't once I take it. So my process is as soon as I take a bet, I update my tracker that I was showing Dimes the other day, and then I post it right away. So if I do something with this, I'll post it.
No, I was talking about the Discord info.
Oh, the Discord. Oh, that's funny. I'm actually not logged into to our chat right now, but we can get him Chris's one to get him into the.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get something over to him. Let me try and work on that. All right, let's hit the next game. Kings at the Rockets. I know Stacks put a play out in the Discord in support of the Rockets. I like the Rockets tonight too. Was thinking about the first half with them. I haven't gotten anywhere, you know, official with them. But Stacks, give me your reasoning for the Rockets minus 5.5.
Well, to be transparent, I really didn't have complete. I needed the NBA action, so I had to find a game that I felt like was the easiest to cap because I'm knee deep in college. But I wanted some NBA action, so I started picking apart the Rockets and the Kings, and I enjoy fading the Kings. Just I like the Rockets at home. I like the Rockets playing bottom 5 teams, which, you know, Kings might not necessarily fit that criteria. But I figure 5.5 is a low enough number. Kings coming off that. I forgot. Kings coming off of the Jazz. I just feel like it's a spot for them. Like, and then when you mentioned first half, I started looking at that. Like, maybe I should get in. I mean, I already bet the full game, but I want to go back in thinking maybe halftime, full time.
Yeah, the Rockets. I know earlier in the season, especially at home, man, the Rockets were pretty much a wagon. First half at home, I know they kind of tapered off. Now they've got Van Fleet back, so hopefully they'll start looking a little bit better. GLB, my brother, what you got on this one, if anything?
Yeah, I do have a play on this. It's my first NBA play. It's Amin Thompson over 4.5 assists, and I got that at plus 114. And right now I see plus 115 at Bet365, and then plus hundreds, plus 104. So it looks like I got some value here potentially. Again, kind of the same deal where I applied my filters in Props Madness, or let me back up. I have my spreadsheet that I was showing Dimes the other day. That kind of tells me, hey, focus on Houston points today. And yep, Houston points. So I kind of found my way to this game, started poking around, applied my filters, some things I care more about than others. And I found that once again, he's very live to get 5. Will he end at 4? Like Stacks, like we were saying before? Maybe. But I'm totally willing to take this bet, not lay juice, get it at plus money, and hope that he can get to 5. I know that Van Vliet's coming back, so that could dip into this a little bit. I checked that, and I didn't see anything too crazy. And then I thought, what if Van Vliet does come back and pops off, right? Goes crazy. Who's going to be assisting him? Maybe it's Amin Thompson, maybe not. I don't know too much about Amin's play style in that regard. But once again, at the number that was posted when I took this, based on the data that I see and the things that I weight, heavily, I'm willing to take it. So right now, Amin Thompson over 4.5 assists at Bet365 is the best number. I don't have that book, but the next best is DraftKings or ESPN Bet at plus 105.
To your point, GLB, and I could be wrong. Chat, correct me, please, if you've heard anything different. But even with Van Fleet coming back, it's looking like Amin Thompson is going to be kept in the starting 5. So it looks like Jabari Smith is getting moved to the bench. I don't know if they're trying out some small ball 5 or what, or what, but it's looking like Jabari Smith is going to be moved to the bench, and Thompson's going to continue to be a starter, even with Van Fleet in there and Dylan Brooks. So,
my fault. I was going to say that. I was going to say Van Fleet is going to help because from what I've seen, nothing. I didn't read it, but just from watching it, it looked like exactly what you said. Like, so I think Van Fleet will only help him to assist because it's definitely Jabari that's sitting down.
Yeah, that's a good look. That's a good look at GLB, especially as he continues to start. He's the most comfortable out there in his role. He knows what he needs to do. So
I just wrote it down. See, my problem is I write it down during the show and get off and get to doing something else and forget to bet that shit.
And like I was saying before, regarding the invite to T-Moss, as soon as I do make a bet, because I know sometimes I could bet late, sometimes I bet early. I post it as soon as I can because I know some of these plus money bets I'm chasing are going to change a little bit. But to still get plus money right now for this, I think it's worth it.
Okay,
that's it for me on this one.
I just want to make sure I'm still on track here. I feel like I left the game off on my banner. But anyway, we talked about Kings Rockets. Next one, Spurs and the Grizzlies. Um, this has went down even more with the Ja Morant news. So this was at 8.5 when I did the banner, but now the spread is Memphis 7.5, and the total was 241. I was really liking the under, and I didn't take it when I made this banner, and I should have because now we've lost even more value on it. Um, I was liking the full game under, the Spurs team total under, and I still will probably take it, but it definitely lost some juice here recently. So, GLB, you got anything on this one, brother?
So nothing official. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been good to me with his rebounds. I kind of find my spots to take him, and today's not going to be a day where I do that. But I do think that this is a Grizzly spot. On Chris's show earlier, I had mentioned in the chat that, and Chris knew this too, Spurs in games with a total of 225 or higher are 8-23. So yeah, Spurs in a game with a total of 225 or higher are 8-23 ATS. A little bit strange, like, okay, the total's 225, whatever. But that's a decent sample size this far into the season. You know what I mean? So I would lean Memphis, or in other words, I'd fade San Antonio on the spot. But we also know that Memphis off a loss is 16-4 straight up, 14-6 ATS. So I'm saying a lot to say I'm not gonna play it, but I would lean Memphis. And as far as the total goes, I think I would go over, just because this is a system that I like. Involves it involves a rested road underdog off a road loss. A couple other parameters in there, but that's 34-17 to the over. So again, no play for me as far as props go, but I lean Memphis and over.
Stacks, my brother. You know what? Before I get to you, Stacks, I'm probably going to get there with the Spurs team total under 117.5. It's still minus 115 at FanDuel, so mark that as a play for me. I'm actually gonna make it right now. Stacks, you got anything on this one, brother?
You had to say that right before me. Man, I don't have nothing yet, but all day I wanted to get to the over. Listening to Chris's show and then listening to GLB had me, and then I see both hitting, but I don't want to be on the over when I do like the Spurs team total under.
Remember,
which means I'm gonna need the Grizzlies to do a whole lot of heavy lifting, and I don't know if I want to do that.
Two things I want to say real quick. If you scroll through the comments, you'll see that Joe, the gambler, took the Grizzlies first half, and Joe has a good read on Memphis. I remember a few shows ago he gave out first half team total. That was an easy cash. But the thing that I just remembered, I'm going to check it right now, is I think the Grizzlies without Ja actually trend heavier to the over. Let me just see.
Yeah, John not being in it don't discourage me for the over, like not one bit.
Yeah, they're 18-4 to the over when Ja doesn't play. I remember that because I learned that the hard way a couple months back. But I think the first half is a good look there that Joe has.
So what do y'all think about this Spurs team total under? So is it a suggestion of blowout, or what do y'all think about that Spurs team total under?
I like the Spurs team total. That's why I was saying I like the Spurs team total under, but I like the full game over. But it contradicts because that means I'm gonna need a whole lot of lifting from the Grizzlies without Ja, and I don't mind a full game over, but I'm leaning towards the under. But that's only because of the trends and mainly Chris's show. Without Chris's show, I probably already bet the full game over. But I don't know. I'll probably just sit this one out.
117.5 is the team total, right, for the Spurs?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wait, 117?
Yep.
I'm just looking
Damn.
at a couple of things.
That's a lot of points, man.
I'm about to say, damn. Hold up.
That's a lot of points.
I didn't think it was going to be that high. I never even looked at it.
Tough for me to.
So what the Grizzlies at? 124.5? 125?
125.5 some places, 124.5.
They couldn't get there yesterday for me.
I'd say here's the thing. If they're going to clear that number, they're going to go into the 120s, 130s. If the Spurs are going to, I'm just looking at all the numbers here. And if they are going to clear this, it's probably going to be like, don't be surprised if they get 128, 129. But a lot of the times they've scored 98, 96, 100, 105, 106. But if I look at, because I still have this up, if I look at games where Ja isn't playing, let's just assume he's not going to play. The opponent team totals they're not sorted, so I'm kind of doing this in my head, but it also supports the over on the Spurs team total. No play for me. I'm not going to touch it, but 117 is kind of high, but it's high for a reason.
Well, I'm jumping off a cliff. Play it to win a half unit for me. I won't go heavy on it, but I do like that's a live bet, betting it now. And I do like the Spurs team total under 117.5.
Yeah,
took it minus 115 on FanDuel. All right, let's hit the next game, fellas. This is another one I've got thoughts on. I just need some injury clarification, but the Warriors 76ers. Warriors are 8-point dogs at home. The total's 227. Breaking news. Paul George has said that he is going to stop podcasting so that they can focus on the playoff push that they are no longer a part of, that they haven't been a part of all season. But Paul George is going to stop. He is going to stop his stupid ass podcast so he can focus on a playoff push that doesn't exist anymore. I'm sick of this guy.
Yeah. I don't bet him. I don't dislike him or like him or anything. There's so many other opportunities. And this is one of the other opportunities I found. This is my other bet. Just kind of segue into that. I took Brandon P. Podziemski, maybe. You know who I'm talking about. Brandon P. over 3.5 assists. Yeah, exactly. I did pay juice on this one. This is about as much as I'm willing to pay. This was minus 135, and I got over 3.5 assists. And I think throughout the day, as I started kind of looking, I think this is a popular play today. I mean, the odds suggest it, but also I know Jacob and a couple other people are on this. He's got a write-up. And again, same way I start every time. As I go through and I filter home versus away, start looking, wow, Brandon Pod's a machine with assists on the road. From there, I slice and dice it. You know what I mean? I won't go too far into it. But it was a number that I was willing to pay. And like our conversation before, would I take over 4.5 at plus money? Probably. But he's landed on 4 a lot. But I still like everything I've seen. So again, I'm willing to pay the minus 135. And as always, if you want to take over 4.5 for plus money, that's an option. But he's hit 4 quite a bit, so it's number sharp.
Stacks, my brother, what you think about this one?
I don't have nothing official yet, but I want to get to the over. And I don't bet Sixers games. That's the only reason why I haven't bet it. And kind of wanted to bet the Sixers. And then I heard Jackson was on it. And then I felt stupid. Then I had to question myself, why would I want to bet the Sixers? Then I had to question myself, why would I want to fade the Warriors when I just did it and didn't work out in my favor? Steph put up 56. Still feel a little type of way about it, a little bit, but no. So I'm probably gonna get to the over though.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the Butler, I ain't seen no update on Butler, but if Butler plays, I'm probably gonna be on this under something.
I was actually
like
looking toward.
That's like an ATM lately.
Huh? What'd you say?
Butler's unders.
Yeah, Butler's unders. I was looking, if Butler is in there, I was looking at the Sixers team total under 109.5, but I don't know if I'll get there. I'll just feel like now that the Embiid stuff is set in stone and they know that he's not going to be back this season, this might be a game where they pace up a little bit or try to. I don't know. It could go either way, but
and that's the thing. Like,
just
my first thought. The reason why I thought about the Sixers was it comes down to how do the Sixers feel about Embiid? That's what it comes down to. And my thing is this a get up spot now that you don't have to worry about Embiid no more this year? Like, this could be a get up spot. Like, let's go, y'all. Like, this nut ass dude is gone. Like, let's go. And Paul George, it's funny that GLB said that because I've literally never have bet a Paul George prop. Going back to the Clippers, the Pacers, I've never bet a Paul George prop. I don't have a problem with him. I don't dislike him. I don't like him. I think he's special talking about the Sixers in the playoffs, but other than that, I ain't got no problem with him. I ain't betting on him.
Well, yeah, he's a bozo, whatever. Don't get me started. SSIQ in the chat said he watched the Sixers game versus the Knicks and they were a much better team second half. That might carry over. And, as much as I hate Philly, I don't hate Philly. I don't hate that team. I just don't like Paul George. But I think everybody in a betting world hates this team, and that's what I mean by that is you got burned by them, early in the season, and they're just ass. You know what I'm saying? So now we've gotten to the point where we don't touch them in games anymore. But I feel like they got to remember how to play basketball at some point, and I feel like this could be tonight. Could it be the first half and then the Warriors just do Warrior stuff in the second half? That might be a way I would look. I don't know what the first half. Let me look at the first half number. First half spread. The Sixers plus 4.5. So if I could see a plus 5.5, I might lean the Sixers way in the first half. But that that's just would be just a small lean for me.
No, like I might take a flyer.
Well, let me tell you this, because I do. So you mentioned Jackson was on the 76ers. I'm not betting anything, but let me just read this real quick. Home underdogs who lost as a road underdog in their last game, who have the rest advantage today, which 76ers do, are 15-8 ATS this season. Nothing too crazy or whatever. But there's some crappy teams on this list who have covered the spread in these situations. Again, because they're home dogs, right? But that is something that says to support 76ers. I will not be. I'm just going with that Brandon Pod bet in this game, but it is a look. If I had to pick, I guess I'd go 76ers, but I hate saying that.
I think we all would hate saying that. Hold on, let me see. I might have found a. There is a on Caesars. There is a Sixers +5 first half. So any brave soul that out there that's willing to take that Sixers first half +5 -110 on Caesars. So that might be a look if you want to get involved.
Would you prefer the first half over the full game?
Yeah. That's me personally. I think if the Sixers, if the like we SSIQ was talking about the carryover, so if anything is gonna carry over to the first half, and maybe the Warrior, they keep it close, and then the Warriors come out in the third quarter and start doing Warrior shit, especially if Butler plays. I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie. There's only one.
I'm almost comfortable with this play, even if Butler plays. I love it if he doesn't, because he would obviously not be, facilitating offense and playing defense either. So I don't know. I might get there on this +5. I don't know. I'm with everybody.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna look at something in about 5 minutes after our show's over. There's only gonna be it. After talking it out with y'all, there's only gonna be one way I bet this game. And y'all already know what it is. If I'm gonna take them off the ban list, I gotta play +245.
Oh Lord, okay.
Saying
Hey,
I mean, I'm with you though. That might be. Hey, that's too much for me.
And B's gone. Fade Curry, I was just seeing in the chat. Fade Curry got to 56 +245 to get off the ban list. Hey.
We got one more we need to talk about. I forgot to put it. I knew I was a game short, but this is also a big one. Bucks and the Mavericks. Mavericks are catching 3.5. Catching 3.5 at home. The total was set at 228. I mean, there's a lot of different ways we could look at this game. One note is that there is a rematch next week in Milwaukee. So this is kind of, for me, that kind of had me lean, toward the Mavericks to cover here and possibly win the game, and a game to go under. Stacks, what you think about this one, brother?
I'm gonna be on Kyrie somewhere. I don't know exactly. I'll put it in Discord, but right now I'm thinking about his rebounds and assists. Definitely not his points. Or maybe his points and rebounds. His rebounds got to be in there, but I'm not looking at the side of total. But before, that was the last NBA part, I was capping his props and off the break, and I think I want to get there with his rebound. So I'm looking for, but no side, no over, no total.
Okay. GLB, my brother, what you got?
I got nothing on this game. I was looking at Kyrie's rebounds. I don't think I'll play it just because he's going against very good defensive rated team. And when Kyrie goes against these top 10 teams, he's only cashed this 3 out of 10 times at home. On the road is not much better. But players like him and players who play his position have done well against this defense. It's just Kyrie specifically seems to perform not as good. You know what I mean? It's like he smokes these crappy teams, whereas, and that's one of the things I look at, right? That's why I took Jared Allen over 11.5 points the other day. Didn't hit because it was a blowout, of course. But Jared Allen, when going against a good defense, I can't remember if it was a team that sucks at defending his position or his play type, whatever it was. I remember seeing the numbers skyrocket, seeing a lot of green, and I thought, okay, Jared Allen shows up for these harder teams, whereas Kyrie seems to just smoke these bottom teams, talking in terms of rebounds. But once again, players who are like him and play his position, you can't ignore that. So what I try to do in this case is I'm saying, okay, if players like him and players who play his position are getting their hitting their rebounds, what is it? Like, how do I word this? Like, if Kyrie isn't going to get the rebounds because he's facing those better teams, what is he going to get? Right? Do his assists go through the roof? So that's kind of what I'm just looking at now. And I don't see anything that I really like. And this is part of my process where if I don't force anything. You know what I mean? If I don't see something that I want to dig into, I'll move on. But this is an interesting one. And the juice is on the under. This is a tough one. But
yeah, I like the under. Still haven't gotten there with it yet. But I don't know. It's still early. We can still we still got time before these games start to, if an angle comes and we like it, we still got enough time to play it. All right, let's move over to our best bets. I always forget to bring my computer charger up here, and then it's like 15% by the end of the show. But best bets. I made one play live so far to win a half unit. That's the Spurs team total under 117.5. Might have some more later on, but not too sure. GLB, what you got, my brother, as a best bet for the show?
So, forgot to mention too that my other two bets are in NHL, which I know we don't really talk about here, but for the people in the community and all that, they know I bet these NHL systems. And today, in our parlay of the day, which we can talk about too, one of my NHL bets is included in that. So I was thinking about giving that as well, but actually, we'll talk about that with the parlay. But I'm gonna stick with NBA. I was debating if I wanted to, give you that Edmonton total. But I think I have to go Amin Thompson over 4.5 assists just because the juice on Brandon Pod is too high. I was in this position last week. I wanted to give Jaren Jackson over 5.5 rebounds, but it was pretty juicy and it hit. The alt line didn't hit, but that hit. And my other two best bets lost, I think. But in this case, I'm not going to get too worried about it. I'm going to stick to my guns and assume that Amin can get to 5. And if you're going to give us plus money, even better. So that'll be my best bet.
Yeah, good shit. And we talked that out quite a bit. Amin Thompson's going to continue to start, so that only bodes well for him and his minutes. And that's going to hit, bro. We speaking it. Yep. Stacks, my man, what's your best bet? What you got?
Well, I'm gonna need GLB to cash in, so I'm going for the Rockets. Rockets minus 5.5.
So now we hopefully you guys have seen that we're going to be coming out with a lay of the day. Moving forward, we're going to do it in Discord, even if we don't do a show. And it'll be a look from each of us for the day. It could be cross sport. Like our very first one, we got a NBA, NCAA, and NHL all mixed into one.
And it already started.
Okay, yep, already started. So our lay of the day for today, my play was DeMar DeRozan over 3.5 rebounds. He's been killing that here recently, especially since Fox got traded. Stacks, what is your
It was UNC Greensboro minus 120. They up 10 in the first half. To be transparent, I bet it at plus this morning. I had bet it at plus 1.5. And then when I put it in Discord, and then when you had said something, I went back and looked. They switched from dog to favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know how everybody else bets, but I like to see that when I was on the dog.
Exactly. So good to see that. Good to see that it's off to a good start.
Yeah, because my leg got to be the first leg. That's the worst.
College, man, they play too early.
Yeah, but the day one, I don't want to be the first leg of first one of the parlay. Like a little bit of pressure, but
we all good, man. We all good. GOB, my brother, what's as far as your leg? What do you have on the play of the day?
Yeah, and real quick before I say that, I forgot that I looked into DeMar DeRozan rebounds earlier when we talked about it. That's a good look too. I like that a lot. But I went with the Edmonton Oilers and Carolina Hurricanes under 6.5. This is a little bit of a scary play. It's a system play. And like I said, people have been following my NHL systems. Sometimes these are ugly. Sometimes they're scary. But I'm looking at, and I bet this last night at minus 118, I think. And it's plus money now. Am I a little scared? Yeah. But this is the system that got us here. It got us this far. Why would I stop now? Just because it looks a little scary. It's looked scary plenty of times, and I've still taken it. With that said, could there be 6 goals in the first period? Well, of course, with these two teams. But again, it's a spot where I like it. It's done well for me in the past. It's done well for us. And I was going to wait to do an NBA leg for that parlay, but this morning I was like, no, you know what? Let's go. Make it a cross-sport parlay, and I got to stick to my guns here, and I like this. And if anyone's listening, hasn't taken that parlay and is looking for another leg, if you wanted Vancouver Canucks and Seattle Kraken under 5.5 is my other NHL play. That's another system. And sometimes you just I don't ask questions. You know what I mean? It's Stacks, you've been following my NHL for a bit. We just
it works for me. Sometimes I be checking the Discord and I be seeing a little pushback. And from their side, I get it. But from my side, I think it's hilarious because I don't cap hockey. I capped 4 nations because the teams were smaller and it was easier to cap. I don't cap hockey, but I got a few people. And when I see your system, I don't even think about it. I go straight to my phone and I bet it. And I don't think nothing else until the next day. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm probably not ever going to stop doing that.
I'm not going to change my process.
That's just me, but some people, like if people lose twice, they get worried. Me, there was so many winners. I need like 5 straight losses before I get off. Like that's just me.
Yeah,
it gotta be 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm betting it. I'm betting all the props, all the systems, and I'm putting a unit on it.
That's what I have on it.
It saved me from bad nights.
I usually would put 2 units on this, and I even said that in my Discord the other day. Next system that comes up, I'm gonna put 2 units on it. Well, the reason I didn't is because this other play is active in Vancouver, but this system with Edmonton and Carolina is just one that I don't question a lot. And I was telling Broke Boy this the other day in Discord. We were talking about SDQL. Most of the teams that fit, the team that has fit this system the most is the Edmonton Oilers. And they were like 21-6 to the under as of the other day when I gave this same system out. Could it all end? Of course. But to your point, we just played, and if they're going to let us down, it's going to be early.
The thing about the systems is, and I had to learn from watching, a lot of YouTubes and a lot of things, you got to take in consideration of every aspect of who's listening and how people gamble. There's some people who gamble that literally bet everything that comes out these people's mouth. Whether it's us, whether it's Chris, whether it's Ski, anybody, whoever it is, if they say they like it, they bet it. And then when they lose, some people are losing like 9 to 5 paychecks and live with, so I get it, but my thing is, comes down to bankroll management. That's all. Me personally, I'm telling every single system, every single prop.
No, I and the ones I put out, I went through, I vetted, and I have a lot that I don't even talk about anymore because it's so hard every day to go through all of them. But if there's ever a game anyone wants to know, I'll tell you what I have on it. If it's something in the NHL or NBA that's I have to share, I'll share it.
But that's why when I see you in the chat, be like, I got a system, but I don't like it, man. Let me not like it. I'm betting it. You ain't gotta like it. I'm betting it.
Yeah, sometimes that's how it is. And then just because we're on hockey, I'm looking here. One of my darts today is in play right now. It's not looking good because dude's not going to score. But if anyone's looking for NHL goal scorers, I'm going to say Frank Vetrano tonight on the Anaheim Ducks. Frank Vetrano, I like him at home. And then also Tyler Toffoli, I believe on the Sharks. Both these games are at 7 and 10. Probably names that are easier to write out. Yeah. They're in my dart that I posted.
Oh, okay.
I'll
go look at that, dude.
Yeah, you'll see it. But Frank Vetrano to get a goal. I like that.
Sounds good. So we'll end it there. Hopefully, I think we might be back tomorrow. If you like and subscribe.
What was your best bet, Dobbs?
The Spurs team total 117.5. But yep, like and subscribe, people. Thanks for everybody for tapping in. Everybody in the comments. If we, like I said, we'll kind of play around, see if we'll be able to come back tomorrow. One thing that kind of happened before we got on air here, I read an article that the one of the great R&B singers of my generation, Angie Stone, passed away in a car accident this afternoon. So sad to hear. I know there's a lot of details that are coming out on that. So just pray for her family. And as always, we will leave you with the words of the late, great comedian, John Witherspoon. Peace out, y'all.
If you broke, try to have a nice day. If you're fat, try to have a nice day. If you're skinny, try to have a nice day. If you got a big head, try to have a nice day. If your mama's ugly, try to have a nice day. If your daddy whoop your ass, try to have a nice day. If a dog bites you in the ass, bite him back and try to have a nice day. Try to have a nice day. See, that's my theme. Try to have a nice day. I'm about to leave right now and go try to have me a nice day. All right. Try to have a nice day.